I really hope you don't hate me. Hi, welcome to Pragmastery. Today we are going to be reading a book that you all recommended to me. The book that we're going to be reading for this video is Dark Rise by C.S. Pacat. I am so excited for this book. This was recommended to me by Reading Plus Dielines over on Instagram. Sarah is very good at recommending me books, so I have very, very high hopes for this one. I'm additionally going to be buddy reading this with Melissa Mitchell, my author friend and someone I adore dearly. We are going to be reading this the third week of February as a buddy read. We already have it tabbed out for our daily reading. I believe this will take us about 6 days to read because we like to chunk it in little bits each day because we're busy people. I don't know much of anything about this book. I know that it's beautiful. I believe there's something about either multiple lives or time travel. I don't know which one. I just know that there's some sort of recurring appearance of characters, if that makes any sense. It may be just like a past lives, it may be reincarnation, I don't know. That's all I know. I've heard it's very emotional. I've heard that I will absolutely fall in love with these characters, and that makes me very nervous because that means that my heart can get broken, but I am going to trust Sarah blindly and read this book with Melissa. Let's see how it goes. It is Monday, it is the morning, it is nap time for the child. She is currently going to sleep for her nap. It's around 11 o'clock. I am about to go do the cat box and then take out all the trash and then take a shower, and then I'm gonna start the rest of my day. Hopefully the child sleeps through all of that stuff because I would like to take a nice steamy hot shower, you know? And we gotta get dressed because the pajamas are not it. Last night I did finish a book of Pagan prayer. I finished this entire book last night. It wasn't very long. It's pretty short and it's mostly just like a bunch of prayers. So it's a pretty quick read. My full review is up on Goodreads for this and I think on Instagram now too. It was fine. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars just because I feel like the wording of the prayers, incantations, mantras, whatever you want to call them, were just really clunky and really awkward, and they did not flow at all. Like, I would have felt absolutely ridiculous saying any of these in my head, let alone out loud. It just wasn't for me. I am an eclectic pagan, so I did use some of these to inspire my own incantations. I do not personally believe in a higher power or powers. I don't have any deities. I am technically, I guess, an atheist pagan. It's a lot of complicated stuff. This book definitely gets a lot into like Celtic and Roman gods and whatnot, and it's fine. I just personally don't believe in the gods, so I don't use that part of these, but I did transform and tweak some of these into my personal practice by replacing those words and rewording everything, but using like the higher concept as the focus for my own incantation. I would say it was useful for helping inspire me and giving me a little bit of an outline for like different kinds of incantations for different times of day and year and purposes. So I did like that, which is why it's a 2, not a 1 out of 5. But personally, I think this is a good pass. I wouldn't personally ever reference this. I luckily got to check it out from a university library. Thank goodness they had this, and I can just return it and move on. I didn't spend my money on it, and I personally would not recommend you spend your money on it. There are way better prayer books than this one. That brings me to my next point. Since I haven't spoken to you in a vlog in a long time, I actually am now part of a coven. A circle, you could say. There's only 2 of us so far. We are going to eventually expand and open up our doors to a few more members after some intense interviewing and whatnot, but we are SoCal only, so you have to live in California and in the southern part and meet up with us in person when we do end up doing that. But we are opening our Discord server up to the public, so if you are interested in just kind of, you know, you're curious and you want to know a little bit more about what is paganism, what is witchcraft, what is Wicca, what's the difference between those things, who can I talk to if I'm just curious in astrology, that kind of thing. If you're just a curious ally is what we are calling you. Our Discord server is open to you if you are a practitioner but not looking for a coven, but you would like to kind of talk and chat or get some free resources, or if you just want to learn about it for yourself to see if maybe you're interested. We do have the Discord. I will link it down below. We have a public side of it, so you will get to talk to us and you can ask questions. All we ask is that you be respectful and you have an open mind and you put own voices first. That is really our only like catch that you have to follow. Yeah, we are super excited, and I'm really excited to finally belong to a little group of people that kind of share the same goals in life, which is creating a craft or intentional practice for our daily lives in order to better them and to be better people and to grow and to create our own inner peace. And I really love that. I'm so excited. I started it with a friend from when I grew up, which is just, I talk a lot about this book and share some of my individual incantations that I created from this in that Discord server, so that's why I mentioned it. Now, today is the first day of the buddy read, so we are going to be reading Dark Rise. I'm so excited. I'm kind of sad that I have to take a break from Persephone Station, which is what I'm reading right now, but it's okay. I can take a little break. I can read multiple books at once. It's not going to kill anybody. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I am planning today to get all those chores done, take a shower, and then create a Valentine's Day card for my husband because I love him and I have some work to do. You know the drill. Very busy. Let's hope the kid grants me some grace today and is very patient with me because she has not been the last 4 or 5 days. So the kid is also on Wednesday going to her grandparents' house, so Wednesday I will be working in my office, and I will also be home on Thursday until I go pick her up. So let's hope we can get a lot done. Let's go.
I still remember how it used to be, holding hands, running wild and free. Crossed our hearts, said we'd never let go.
Okay, we are dressed, we are showered, we did a little bit of makeup today because I was feeling a little spicy, as in down, so I wanted to lift myself up with some homemade magic. The magic of makeup is what I mean. But I also wanted to say that these scorching hot buffalo Pringles are absolutely devastatingly delicious. They are extremely spicy, spicier than I thought that they would be, since I've had many Pringles flavors just because it's a little fun thing we try every now and then when there's a new one. But this one, it's really up there. It's not as good as the Los Calientes Verde one. This one is still pretty damn good. And I hope they don't get rid of it like they did the Hot Ones collab, because that made me devastated. That's probably the best chip I've ever had. So let's hope these stick around for a little bit. My husband also really likes them, so we're already almost completely out. There's not much left in here. Sad face. Anyways, I already did the cat box, as you saw, took out the trash, and now I'm gonna go downstairs and clean the kitchen. Maybe the kid and I will spend some time in the backyard today. As you can hear, it's a beautiful day. It's kind of cold, but the birds are out. It's sunny, there's no clouds. It's supposed to rain maybe tonight, but right now it's just kind of cold out. So we'll put on some jackets. Maybe we'll hang out in the backyard. Maybe we'll go for a little walk to the park. We'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I need to also go plan out my husband's Valentine's Day card. So let's go.
I still remember how it used to be, holding hands, running wild and free. Crossed our hearts, said we'd never let go. I still think about our younger days, how we dreamed about a better life. Holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in our memory. And I sure hope you do remember me like I remember you. Like I remember you.
Okay, hi. So my husband's almost home from work, so let's quickly wrap up today, day 1 of this vlog. I got to chapter 3 of Dark Rise, and that is page 28. I'm going to do the rest of my reading. I need to get to chapter 6 tonight, so hopefully I can get that done once I'm laying in bed all cozy in my pajamas, you know, vibing. So yeah, so far very intrigued, but also skeptical. I spent some time today outside with the kids. She was doing chalk and I was journaling, but other than that, I'll see you tomorrow. It's cold, it's rainy, I'm gonna enjoy the vibes. Hi, so I apologize for the awkward angle, but the child chooses violence today, so you're also gonna hear Blue's Clues in the background. But today is Tuesday. Today is a very busy day. Luckily, I feel like now that I've taken my vitamin D for about 3 weeks, I am feeling a little bit more myself. Not 100%, but I definitely can feel an improvement today in my energy and my mood and everything. We have to go to Costco today because we are out of bread and a few other things. Additionally, I have to pack up the kiddos' stuff, get everything ready because she's gonna spend the night at her grandparents' house tomorrow night, so Wednesday to Thursday, so that I can work at the office at a desk tomorrow, which is just, I cannot wait. It has been so crazy here. I need to go to the office, so I'll take you with me on that little journey. But yeah, I'm behind on my reading. I'm supposed to be on chapter 6 of Dark Rise today for our second day of our buddy read, but I am only like halfway through chapter 3. It's kind of a dense book I'm experiencing. It is very complicated, I would say. It's got a like dreamlike, spanning long periods of time kind of vibe to it. The writing is a little higher minded, so it is a little bit slower of a read than I anticipated. I'm not mad about it. I just think it's going to take a little bit more brain power than I expected, which is absolutely welcome. It just means that I need to try a little harder to keep up because I need to actually read another like 5 chapters today. So now I'm on like 7 chapters behind. Yippee. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. I will update you later today once I've done a little bit more. I've just been cleaning and everything. The kid just woke up from her nap, very late morning. So wish us luck, it is pouring.
I still remember how it used to be. I still think about our younger days, how we dreamed about a better life, holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in our memory.
Hello everyone, it is now Thursday. As you saw, I did not actually get to vlog very much yesterday on Wednesday because work came crashing down. This just happens sometimes, but I ended up being stuck at work until 10 o'clock last night, but I did get all of my work done for the week, so yes. So I am done. It's over. It's done. It's done. I can actually focus on reading and housework and journaling and all of that jazz. Yesterday, I didn't get very far in reading. Obviously, now we are very, very, very behind. I am supposed to be here today. I am not. I'm on page 70, which is the end of chapter 7, which is right here. That's Not looking great for us. My earbuds are charging right now because they died because of how much I was using them yesterday during work to listen to lo-fi. So they're charging so that we can listen to our audiobook while we clean the house and get ready to go pick up the child from her grandparents' house. So that's gonna make me even more busy. Took it slow this morning. I had my coffee. I made some phone calls to do some stuff for work that was just kind of like logistics, kind of boring housekeeping stuff. I spent this morning catching up to chapter 7. I need to just keep chugging along through this. Luckily, Melissa is also a little bit behind from work stuff, so I feel less bad, and we're kind of, you know, we're gonna catch up to each other. It'll be fine. But the plan today is to finish my coffee. I only have a little bit left, and then I'm going to continue to drink water, and I need to update my reading journal in addition to catch up on my personal journal and my line a day memory keeping journal. I have to do some journaling this morning, which is fine. And I'm also putting together my Aurelium journal. I don't know if you've seen that already, but I'm basically putting together a reading journal for my Aurelium readathon. I love Aurelium. All the stuff that G over at Book Roast is creating is absolutely amazing and fun and beautiful and passionate, and I love it. So I'm creating a little reading journal for that. And then after all of that stuff, which is not going to take me very long, I am going to go pick up my child from her grandparents' house and maybe plan what we're going to do for dinner tonight. We didn't get to do a little Valentine's Day dinner, so I might make us a little cute dinner, or maybe we'll pick something up. I don't know. I haven't decided. Gotta figure that one out. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. I'm rambling now, so let's get back to talking about books. I'm on chapter 7 of this now. And I don't know if I've talked anything about this book yet, but now that I actually have read a few chapters, it takes quite a few of these early chapters to really understand what is going on, because there's many POVs. It is so much more high-minded than I had expected when I had seen this cover and heard people talk about it. But essentially, this is like a historical fantasy, I would say, historical fiction with like a lot of fantastical elements. This is basically like a battle between light and dark. There's like a group of people who wield light and are trying to defeat the darkness, and then there is the group of dark, and they are trying to spread the darkness, essentially. You follow characters from both sides, and their relationships with each side is very complicated. Their relationships with each other are extremely complicated, and there's already tons of betrayal and confusion, and is the light side really the light side? Is the dark side really the dark side? You know, are these people really bad? Do I even know these people? There's a lot of those vibes in this book. I am really enjoying it. It's just kind of a slow read because it does have a really complex writing style, and it is a very complex time period with all of those like pleasantries and whatnot. It's giving me really intense Cloud Atlas vibes, like that kind of high-mindedness. You have to be actively reading, and you can't just like put the book on audio on like 2.5 speed and do a bunch of things all at once. It is something that I need to like actually focus on the story and what is happening and try to piece things together, because it's very mysterious, it's very vague, and it's just, again, kind of written in a language that is a little complex. I'll introduce a little bit of what is going on. You're following this boy named Will, and Will's mother 9 months ago was murdered, and he's trying to run away from these people who are trying to kill him next, and he doesn't know why. His mother never told him why they moved from place to place his whole life. His mother never told him why these people were chasing them, and when she finally dies, she tells him to run. And so his whole thing is that he's gonna just keep running from these people. And basically he's a dock worker now, and he is trying to hide in the city of London in Victorian times, and he's basically just trying to keep running away from these men because they keep finding him, and he doesn't know anything about them, and they have this weird like title, they're called a certain thing, and he's like, what does that word even mean? Like, I don't understand. Why do these men have swords? Like, we have guns. And then you follow Violet. Violet is the bastard daughter of a merchant, I believe, and her brother is a high-ranking member of this man's company, I guess you could say. The man's name is Simon, and Simon brands all of his highest members with his mark, and those men go out and they find treasures and artifacts and all of these really amazing things to help London grow in its prosperity. They're the richest family in the entire city of London, you know, all of that jazz. Simon basically employs her brother, Tim, I think is his name, and Tim is now just branded into this like gang, it almost seems, but it's like a hierarchy of men within Simon's people. And so Violet is navigating her brother having this rank and trying to understand why her brother is being treated the way that he is, and trying to understand who these random people are who are claiming that Simon and her brother are bad people, and she doesn't understand what that means. She doesn't understand why everybody hates Simon and their merchant family, essentially. And she's the bastard daughter, so she's kind of like on the outs. Her half-brother's mother doesn't like her. Her dad seems to stand up for her and love her, and her brother and her are really, really close, but things go really awry after her brother gets his branding by Simon. Very mysterious going on. It's kind of hard to figure out who's the light and who's the dark, honestly, in these first few chapters, but now that I've reached chapter 7, I've sorted everybody into their respective categories, and we're gonna figure out, I think, that there's some gray lines, and that not everyone lands on the good or the bad, and some people are kept in the dark for a reason. The intrigue is very high, as you can see. There's a lot of perspectives. We also get this perspective of Simon's fiance. We also get the perspective of some boy named James. It's all very interesting, and it's all very confusing and dreamlike almost. I'm very into it. I cannot wait to continue. Let's see how much I can get done today before I have to go pick up the kiddo. Come with me while I do chores.
How we dreamed about a better life, holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in a memory. And I sure hope you do remember me like I remember you. Like I remember you.
Hello friends, it is now Sunday and I just took a shower, but I have fallen behind on my reading quite a bit, and there's a few reasons for that. Life has just gotten really difficult with some things. I'm still doing really well. I just haven't been able to make much progress on Dark Rise. I'm on chapter 10, page 120 now. This book is the kind of book that you chip away at slowly. I would not say that this is bingeable in any way. I cannot get myself to just sit down and like binge this. I finish a chapter and I just want to sit and reflect on it, but binging this I think would ruin its experience. And we were originally on like a 7-day schedule. We've obviously broken from that. And Melissa is the same way. She also is behind. I think she's on chapter 20, so about 10 chapters ahead of me. It has a lot of layers. There's just a lot going on, lots of history. It's definitely like historical fantasy. So I think that's what's slowing down this reading experience. It's still a good reading experience. I would say it's an excellent reading experience, and I love a good slow-paced book that makes me stop and think and slow down and appreciate it. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm just not going to be able to stick to a schedule, so this vlog just got a lot longer. My husband is currently away at lunch, so I'm going to listen to this and do some cleaning around the house while the child naps. I'm also going to make some lunch. I'll take you with me, see what I eat. I have no idea what I'm going to make yet, so what a surprise that you'll see in just a second here. I'm going to tackle my to-do list today, which has some just housekeeping stuff that I need to get done, like updating the lunch calendar, event calendar, and prepping some meals, cleaning the kitchen, finishing the child's laundry, changing the sheets, that kind of thing. Nothing super interesting. And I need to do a little bit of journaling also while my husband is gone. Since I have this time to be quiet and reflect, I will probably do my journaling while I eat my lunch and maybe watch a YouTube video, because I'm behind on some of my booktube besties. Like Emily Fox just posted a video and I watch her videos like as soon as they come out. And there's a video that I'm like 10 minutes into, so I need to finish that one out. But yeah, come with me. Let's do a little bit of a lunchy lunch, and I'll update you again when I have read some more, hopefully.
We drew our names in the pavement, thinking about how we never changed. I still remember how it used to be. I still think about our younger days, how we dreamed about a better life. Holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in our memory. And I sure hope you do remember me like I remember you.
Okay friends, so it's March 4th, and as you can tell, there was a bit of a time jump. It's been a minute. I have been reading this book for almost a month now, just short of a month, and there's a few reasons for that. First of all, I'll just be completely honest. I am DNFing this book. I just can't do it. I was so hyped about this book when I bought it. I bought this 2 years ago when it first came out, and I was so excited. And I finally got to reading it. I did not know that this was a historical fantasy. I didn't know that this fantasy was in a historical London setting. That was my bad, I guess. I try not to read synopses too often because I like going into books without any expectations. I had expectations about this book from Reading Plus Dielines. She loved this book, and it made me want to love this book so bad because it sounds so good. But I am going to just be completely honest with myself and with you. I don't like historical settings, especially in London. I'm just not that girly, you know? I'm just not interested in historical settings, specifically London either. So it's very rare that this kind of setting works for me, and I don't think this book was it for me personally, which is really sad because the characters and the intrigue were really just grabbing me. I was really interested, but the writing style is very dense. It is not a leisurely read. I felt like I had to put a little more thought into reading the sentences. It's a slow-paced book. At 35%, which is where I got, I felt like nothing was happening, and I was told by Melissa and Sarah that the end picks up a lot, but it's caused me to not do any reading since I started this book in the beginning of February. I haven't read anything since then. So obviously this book is putting me in a slump, and DNFing it makes me feel a little bit of freedom, so that's a good sign that I'm doing the right thing to fix my slump right now. I'm just really sad that I didn't like this. I will either give this to a friend or a family member to try, or I will just hold on to it to figure out if maybe I can find the right reading mood one day where I really want a historical fantasy book. Maybe this will do it for me, but so far the characters and the intrigue were not enough to get me into this setting, even though I do think this book is really good. If you like historical books with fantasy elements, with a good against evil kind of theme going on, with found family, with drama and long family lines and knights in shining armor, that kind of thing, I think you would really like this. It's really good and it's well written. It's just a slower paced book, which makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's in a very historical setting. Keep that in mind if you are interested in this book and you know yourself. You will know if this is for you or not based on that. I am really sad to have to call it quits on this book. I am so sorry, Melissa. I really hope you don't hate me after this. Sarah too, because you both hyped this up for me and this was a buddy read, but I need to move on. I need freedom. I need books that are gonna spark joy, and this book was too much work for my brain right now. So very sorry, Dark Rise. Very sorry, Melissa and Sarah. I really am sad, and I really gave it a shot. 35% of this really chonky book. That's a lot of time and a month of my life that I spent trying to get through this. So I did my best. I really did, and I'm really sad. But ultimately, we're going to move on to a new book that's going to make us happy. I wanted to show you the tarot card all of you on Instagram picked for this book. It's super cute. This is from the Somnia tarot deck. I used it as my bookmark. You guys picked, it matched the theme of the book the best, and I agree. Very, very cool card. We need to move on. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked this book, please let me know why you liked it down below. And if you didn't, that's all right. No, you're not alone. I will see you in the next video very soon. Have a good day and stay safe, siblings.